What is up, guys? Welcome back into the channel. I'm Brandon Satterwright. Welcome back to SGO Dugout. I know it's been a hot minute since I posted anything on this channel. Sorry about that. Things happen. Life, comes and gets in the way sometimes. But since MLB The Show season is coming up, I thought, hey, I'll get back to posting here on this channel. Thank you all to everyone that is still subscribed and still here, basically, after me taking basically 6 months off of here. Yeah, thank y'all for sticking around and showing up for the video. Yeah, so I thought, a good way to come back is to continue something that we started last year on the channel in the lead up to the release of MLB The Show 25, and that was the MLB The Show World Series Gauntlet, where I was going through every MLB The Show game and trying to win a World Series with a random team on each game. And somehow, within the year that I've been away, I still have not gotten a new PS3. I still haven't been able to get a new one. So we're still skipping over the PS3 ones and going to the PS4 ones. And the last one we left off on was MLB The Show 15. Now, this is a game I have not played a lot. You can see there in the bottom right corner, 3 hours of playtime. I played a lot of MLB The Show 14. That was one of the first games I got when I got my PS4. I actually remember picking it up when Hastings was going out of business. Anyone watching, if you remember Hastings, let me know in the comments. Hastings was basically Blockbuster in my area. We didn't have Blockbuster, but Hastings in like Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma was basically the same thing, and I loved it. And then my senior year, I think it was senior year, maybe junior year of high school, they went out of business, and I remember I bought 2 games for my PS4. I bought MLB The Show 14 and Homefront: The Revolution, the sequel to the Homefront game. Let's just say MLB The Show was the much better game. But yeah, you can see here, like, we saw 3 hours on MLB The Show 15, 12 hours on 14. I think that's just because I had to, like, delete it and reinstall it, but I played that a lot. 17 is here, 193 hours played. 16, 69 hours played. 18 was one I didn't play much, 3 hours there. And then 19 I played a lot of, 187 hours. And then the rest of these, like 22, 23, and 24 are only here because I reviewed them on PS5, but then I played them most of the time over on Xbox. But we'll get to all of these here, hopefully before the release of MLB The Show 25. If not, we'll be here next year doing this. All right, let's go ahead and spin the wheel here and get our random team that we are going to be rebuilding here in MLB The Show 15. And we end up with the Chicago Cubs, which is interesting because this is like a year or so before they win the World Series. So they're on the come up at this point. I'm very interested to see how the roster looks. All right, here we are back in the game. Let's go take a look at the roster before we even hop in to franchise mode. And yeah, this roster is definitely prior to them being good enough to win a World Series here. We've got some good guys here, like John Lester in his prime, 89 overall, coming off a very good season, a 2.46 ERA and 220 strikeouts. Jake Arrieta, at this point, I believe a couple years removed from his Cy Young. I don't remember exactly what year he won his Cy Young. Jake Arrieta won the Cy Young in 2015, so he would win it in the season after this game released. So this released right before the 2015 season, he would win it in that season. So that's why he's still only an 83, but still a very good pitcher. Jason Hamill, Travis Wood. We have a young Kyle Hendricks here. Bullpen, not great. Pedro Strop, Jason Mott, Edwin Jackson's here. And then we've got Hector Rondon. I don't know how to pronounce that. As our closer, 79 overall. Miguel Montero's here. David Ross is still here. He was one of the leaders on that 2016 team, if I remember correctly. Wellington Castillo's here, so not great behind the plate. I mean, 81 overall is not bad, honestly. You've got Rizzo here. He's still young. He's progressing. He's getting better. 84 overall. Really nice power numbers there. A potential. That's nice to see. Javi Baez, when he was still young, before he went to the Tigers, future MLB The Show cover athlete, 22 years old with a potential. He's just going to get better throughout the course of this rebuild. Third base is interesting because is this supposed to be the Chris Bryant stand-in? Ernie Parrott? Is that who this is supposed to be? He only has C potential. He's 20 years old, 71 overall. as good as Tommy La Stella, the 26-year-old. Starlin Castro is our shortstop. We've got a couple of low overall but decent potential guys there. Yeah, I think this is before they had like the full minor leagues in MLB The Show. So you're missing a few guys here. You've got Dexter Fowler, and then you've got a rookie Jorge Soler. So 23 years old, 75 overall with A potential. But we do have some guys that are still very much missing from that 2016 team. So looking at Chris Bryant, he made his MLB debut in 2015 and won Rookie of the Year. I don't know if this guy is supposed to be him. I get a feeling it is at 20 years old. Of course, Bryant was 23 when he made his MLB debut. I wonder if this guy's a real guy. Yeah, Chris Bryant was not in the game at launch. He was added in later via a roster update. And of course, since the servers are offline, I can't get updated roster. This might be as good as we get when it comes to having a Chris Bryant-esque player on our team, even though he only has C potential. He does have decent contact, decent power, good vision, and clutch. And you've got Tommy La Stella here, who can play second as well. Let's go ahead and hop into franchise mode and get started on this. It has a 16th in contact, 15th for power, 14th in speed, but 25th for fielding and pitching. Yearly goal is to reach the postseason, and contract goal is to win the divisional series. All right, here we go. And first thing I want to do, who are free agents here? So there's Everett Cabrera, K-Rod's here, currently on the Hall of Fame ballot. Rafael Soriano, Chris Young, Johan Santana. Ooh, he might be fun to bring in. These 77, what are our starting pitchers? He'd be better than some of these lower guys. You know what? Screw it. Let's bring him in. Johan Santana, $4 million a year. We have about $10 million available. I don't want to do a 4-year deal. Let's just do 1 year, $4.5 million. We have to cut some people from the roster. Hold on just a second. All right, cut a few guys there so we can bring in a few cheap free agents. Will you sign a 1-year deal for $5 million? We'll do 2 years with a club option for the second year. We also got Jabba Chamberlain here, Yankees legend. Brian Wilson, Giants legend, 172 career saves. I mean, Jabba would immediately be our best reliever. Let's bring in Jabba for a little bullpen depth. Give you $9.5 million. Salary's too low. Let's just bump it up to what he wants. All right, so here's our lineup. It's going to be the same both for righties and lefties. I only did the no DH ones because that's how it was back then. In 2015, there was no DH in the National League. But leading off and playing second, we have Javi Baez in his second big league season. Then behind him, we have Anthony Rizzo. Then a rookie, Jorge Soler, bats third. Dexter Fowler cleans up. Then we have Starlin Castro, Miguel Montero, Chris D'Onofrio, the rookie. Ernie Parrott will start at third. And then the pitcher slot there at 9. Rotation is Lester, Arrieta, Hamill, Wood, and Johan Santana. And then Edwin Jackson, Jason Mott, Neil Ramirez, Blake Parker, Jabba Chamberlain, Pedro Strop, and Hector Rondon in the bullpen. Let's start simulating and see how things go here through the first half of Season 1. All right, so we're at the draft here in year 1. Let's see what we've got. The blue chip guys. So I've noticed this. They're MLB ETA is like super far out, like 2023. This guy has higher potential and better ETA. These are two guys I have a lot of scouting accuracy in. So here's our whole draft class. That first one we got did have a potential, 92 potential. That's awesome to see. The second pitcher we drafted has 77 potential at 18 years old. Not bad at all. It's already 63 overall, so yeah, a year or two and he should be in the bigs. And the rest of the picks I let the computer do. They weren't that good, it seems. All right, so we're at the All-Star break. Let's see who made it for us. Kershaw gets the start for the National League. Do we have any pitchers? No, so who is going to be our representative? Did we not have a single All-Star? No, there he is. Rizzo's our guy. Okay. He's hitting 269, has a decent OPS, 12 home runs, 36 RBIs. Okay, not bad, not bad. I'd like those power numbers to be a little bit higher midway through the season, but it is what it is. So at this point, we are in last place in the NL Central, 20 games back, and then we are dead last in the wild card. So we're the worst team basically in baseball, I think, at this point, right? Yeah, we're the worst team in baseball right now. And part of that is because of some injuries. For example, Lester here, he's out. He's been out basically the entire season so far. He's got a couple more weeks on the DL. And just rotation's just not been good. Travis Wood's not been good. Hamill's not good. Wada's not good. So our starting pitching has been awful. Overall, the lineup seems to be doing pretty good. So Layer's struggling a little bit. Overall, I'm kind of happy with how the offense is performing, at least. We're at the trade deadline here in year 1. There are some people. There's Chris Davis is here. He's able to play third. We have the rookie at third right now, but I mean, his fielding's pretty good. Arm strength is decent. I mean, at this point, we're not really playing for this year. We're playing for the future. I mean, we're not going to make the playoffs this year, but if there's someone here that can help us in the future, I'd like to do that. I don't think we're going to be able to do it, though, so we'll just sim to the end of Season 1 and go from there. Okay, so we got a lot better in the second half of the season. We finished only 10 games below 500 because at the All-Star break, we were like 20 below 500. So I'm pretty happy that we didn't just completely give up on the season at that point. That's nice to see, at least. We did not finish last in the Central. We finished 14 and a half back of the Cardinals, who won our division. How far were we back in the wild card? 11 games back. Take a look and see how everyone did. Ernie Parrott, the rookie, played 122 games for us. He hit 271 with a pretty nice OPS, 9 home runs, 36 RBIs. Tommy LaStella was the other third baseman. He played 144 games, hit 257, 3 home runs, 33 RBIs. Dexter Fowler had a really good season, 144 games. He hit 300 with, I mean, that's over 800 OPS, 15 homers, 49 RBIs. Love to see it. Rizzo had an all-right year, 284 average, only 19 homers, 67 RBIs. I'd like to see those numbers go up a bit. So Lair kind of struggled a bit this year, 18 homers, 70 RBIs, which actually isn't too bad. I'd like to see the average and the on-base go up a bit. Miguel Montero was really good. He hit 300 from the catcher position in 134 games. That's awesome to see. Starlin Castro did all right. 255 average, 9 home runs, 51 RBIs. Javi Baez, not great, hit 233, 14 homers, 48 RBIs. Kristen Orfa did all right. Nothing too crazy there, and then nothing really impressive from the bench here. The rotation, Lester was great, but he only got to pitch 23 games, but he still had a 3.26 ERA on 125 strikeouts. Arrieta did all right, 34 starts, 183 strikeouts, and 201 innings, a 3.67 ERA. Nice to see. Travis Wood really turned it on in the second half. That's nice to see. 189 innings, 142 strikeouts, a 3.57 ERA. Hamill was just not good. I mean, he was an innings eater at this point, 185 innings, 150 strikeouts. And then Santana actually kind of bounced back as well in the second half, an ERA under 4, nice to see. And then the bullpen actually looks pretty good. 37 saves here for Rondon, that's pretty nice to see. So, okay. At least there's a little bit of hope with this team. We had some injuries and we fell behind, but we battled back, and I think that's kind of what's important here. Awards, Jorge Soler wins NL Rookie of the Year, and Javi Baez gets a Gold Glove, which is nice to see. And the Cardinals go on to beat the Mariners in the 2015 World Series. David Ortiz retires 2 home runs shy of hitting 500 career home runs. He retires at age 40 there. R.A. Dickey retires at age 41 after a pretty decent season, it looks like. Joe Nathan retires with 422 career saves. Corey Hunter retires as a member of the Twins with 342 homers and 2,400 career hits. Josh Hamilton retires due to injury. Just never really could bounce back. He did eclipse 200 career home runs, though. Ichiro retires at age 42. Does not eclipse 3,000 career hits. And Ichiro and Big Papi both go into the Hall of Fame as well. All right, so we're here in free agency, and things don't look great just because we have 29 mil in offers out in like arbitration and stuff for people, and we only have 20 mil left of budget. So I might actually need to go trade someone. Who's all making money on this team? Dexter Fowler is our 3rd highest paid player. I just gave him like 8 mil a year. That might not have been my best move. David Ross is making 2 mil a year as a 58 overall on this team. We need to get rid of him ASAP. Like, we'll trade him away for this 50K, so that frees up a lot of funds for us. Because of this, there's really not much we can do in free agency because we're kind of just bringing guys back that were good for us this last year. So I kind of hate to just run it back again with the same team next year, but really not much else we can do. All right, so we're at the start of season 2. Any decent free agents left back out here? I don't see any. There's really not much really that we can do here. Yeah, lineup going into year 2. We've got Ernie Parrott in his second year at third. Dexter Fowler is playing left because we've got this rookie Bruno Gutierrez. He's 74 overall, has really good hitting stats, but he only has D potential, so he'll probably regress a good bit, but maybe he'll be decent for a year. Actually, I'm going to move him down in the lineup a bit, like this. We'll have Rizzo, Soler, Castro, Montero, and then this guy, and then Baez in the pitcher. Rotation looks pretty similar. We did bring up a 26-year-old Kyle Hendricks here, so hopefully he helps out the rotation a little bit. And we're just going to have to kind of hope and pray we do better this year and we don't get hit by so many big injuries. So let's see how we do here in Season 2. At the draft here in Season 2, we have the 7th pick. There's a lot of blue chip guys here. The second baseman looks pretty good. I think we're going to go with the second baseman, Jay Gore. Here's our draft picks. That second baseman does have A potential at 98. And then this catcher we got in the second round, 23 years old, but has B potential. So hopefully those guys can come up within another year or so and help us out. All right, we're at the All-Star game here in Season 2. Clayton Kershaw again gets the start for the National League. Ooh, Hector Rondon is here. He's having another great season as our closer. And do we have anyone? Rizzo's here as the DH. He's having a great season. See, this is what I wanted to see. Much more of a pop in his bat, higher home run numbers. That is awesome to see. Okay, so Rizzo and Rondon are our 2 All-Stars. And here at the break, we're 2.5 back of the Brewers in the Central, but we hold the top wildcard spot. Is there anyone on the trade block worth looking at? Corey Kluber is here, 89 overall. He's a free agent after this year. That's a big one. Also Kelvin Herrera here. Anyone else worth looking at? Shelby Miller's here at only 25 years old, but he's not doing very good this year. Chris Davis is here. The Dodgers just signed him to a contract, and they're already looking to move him. Corey Kluber, what do they want from him? They want either Soler. They want... Ramirez is one of our better relievers right now. I think I may wait and see how we're doing at the trade deadline before I decide if we're going to make a move or not. The Rangers, they want Dexter Fowler, and they'll give us Martin Perez, who's pitching incredibly. Ooh, and I could get out of the Fowler contract. But he is starting to turn it around, it looks like, and he's one of our better players. I don't think I can do that. Oh, but now they're offering Prince Fielder. But then where do I play Rizzo? I can't have both because I don't have the DH. We're 2.5 back now. We still hold a wild card spot. I say we go forward for the rest of the season and just see what we can do. If we make the playoffs, we make it. If we don't, we don't. And we'll address it in the offseason. All right, so at the end of the year, we went 85-77, but that is not good enough for us to make the playoffs. The Cardinals went on a big run in the second half, really pulled away with the division. We end up 12 games back there, and we finished 3 games back of the Brewers for the wild card. But much improved over where we were in Season 1. Anthony Rizzo also led the league in home runs. That's awesome to see with 37. You love to see it. That's what we need out of him. That's what we need him to be if we're going to be successful. Awards. Bruno Gutierrez, our center fielder, got that Rookie of the Year award, and then Javi Baez gets another Gold Glove. Love to see it. Let's go see how everyone did. Ernie Parrott played really well, played 115 games, 294 average, 22 homers, 74 RBIs. Love to see that from the 21-year-old. Dexter Fowler did turn it around in the second half. 266 average, 13 homers, 49 RBIs. We already saw Rizzo. Oh my gosh. 37 homers, 97 RBIs, a 284 average. Awesome to see. Soler had another really good year, 277, 18 homers, 74 RBIs. Miguel Montero hit 20 homers with 70 RBIs. Love to see it. Gutierrez had a really good rookie campaign. Castro's looking good. Baez is good. You love to see it. Rotation. Lester had a really good year. 3.54 ERA is a bit high, but 187 strikeouts is nice. Wood looks good. Arrieta, Hamill, Kendricks, they all look really, really good. Yeah, I guess we just kind of go into the offseason and just see who's available and what are our options for improving at this point. And Hamill actually retires after a really good year, so we'll need to add a new starter. David Ross, who we traded away, goes ahead and retires. Carlos Beltran retires with exactly 400 career home runs. CC Sabathia also retires with 224 career wins and 2,600 career strikeouts. Teixeira retires 9 home runs shy of getting to 400. And Carlos Beltran gets inducted into the Hall of Fame there. Ooh, Travis Wood wants $9 million a year. Or I could give him the qualifying offer and see if he signs somewhere else. We can give arbitration to Arrieta again. I don't know what I'm going to do with Travis Wood, because he was good this year. I mean, a 3.8 ERA, 178 strikeouts. That's not bad. If I could get it for like 3 years, 25.5, I'd be happy. All right, so we're here at free agency, and once again, there's not a lot here. You have Andrew Kashner, who was all right last year. Jay Bruce, who hit 25 homers. Well, we have some money here to spend, but I just don't see anyone worth giving it to. I mean, really, the only one I think maybe is Jay Bruce, but honestly, I kind of want to go out and try making a trade somewhere. Like, Michael Brantley is on the trade block. He didn't do great last year, but he's a 90 overall. You got to think he's going to do well. Chris Davis is here. He ended up hitting 24 homers last year. We could throw him at third. They want a lot for Brantley. I don't think I'm going to be able to get him for cheap. There's just nothing in free agency, really. Like, there's no one there that's worth really giving, like, a fat contract to. There's Kashner. I mean, maybe that's worth it, but honestly, I don't really think it is. All right, so going into year 3, it's pretty much the same team. I mean, they're getting better. I mean, Solaire's up to an 82, Rizzo's up to a 91, Parrott's up to a 78, Castro and Byers are both at 85. So, like, the team is getting better, but we haven't really made that many moves just because there hasn't really been much out there, either in the trade block or in free agency. We're going to simulate and see how Season 3 goes here and see if we get any opportunities to make a move. Right, here we are at the draft, and since we had a decent record last year, even though we missed the playoff, we're going to be way further down draft picks. But we got a couple of good ones here. This first baseman looks all right. We have drafted pretty well, especially in the early rounds so far in this rebuild. Here's Corey Kluber again on the trade block, who's pitching really well. I kind of would like to add him to our rotation, unless there's someone else. Brian Dozier's here with the Astros now, and Jacob deGrom is here as well, 86 overall. Paul Goldschmidt's here. He's hitting over 400 a month into the season. No trades found. Okay, I didn't think we were going to get Paul Goldschmidt, but you never know. Are they willing to give me deGrom? They'll give me deGrom for nearly nothing. Can we get Kluber? And they'll give me Kluber for next to nothing. Like, I don't really care about the prospects right now. If I can get Kluber, yeah, we got Kluber. So there's your big trade there. So we've got Corey Kluber now in our rotation. What the fuck is wrong with his eyes? What the fuck is that? He looks like he's freaking demon possessed. Did I trade for a fucking demon? Oh fuck! All right, hopefully the freaking devil doesn't kill my team now that I traded for Corey Kluber. All right, we're at the All-Star game here in Season 3. This year, Mad Bum gets the start. Lester is second. So he almost got the start. He's having a phenomenal season. Any other of our pitchers? No. And then let's see who else made the team. Rizzo's here as the DH once again, hitting 277, 14 homers, 50 RBIs. Javi Baez is here. He's hitting 287, 17 homers, 43 RBIs. And then Ernie Parrott, the 22-year-old, has 20 homers, a 273 average, and 13 stolen bases on the year. So the lineup is looking good. Jorge Soler's here. He has 16 homers and 59 RBIs. So overall, the team looks like we're doing really, really good. However, we are 5.5 back in the Central, but we are pretty well out for a wild card. We're 4.5 up on the Nationals for the second wild card there. I say we just keep going and see how we do here now that we've got Kluber. All right, end of Season 3. We fell apart in the second half, man. We went 82 and 80, a step backwards from last year after we trade for Kluber. Dexter Fowler led the league in walks. Javi Baez led it in slug. What happened, man? We just fell off. The Giants got a wild card by winning 100 games because the Dodgers won 102. see how everyone did. Ernie Parrott, you know, hate that they keep switching this. Ernie Parrott played really good, had a career year. I mean, he's definitely our third baseman of the future. Hit 282, 26 homers, 59 RBIs. Dexter Fowler, back-to-back years of just not living up to the contract we gave him. I think we're probably going to try to move him in the offseason for someone better. Rizzo had another really good year, 285 average, 33 homers, 92 RBIs. That's what we need from him. Soler broke out big time, a 295 average, 28 homers, 110 RBIs. Love to see it. Miguel Montero keeps doing his thing. Javi Baez, man, 294 average, 28 homers, 70 RBIs. Starlin Castro did all right. The young guys have gotten good, like Soler, Rizzo, Parrott, Baez. They're all good now. Now we need to make a move to shore up a couple of the other areas, like the outfield, and then we can go for it, man. I think we're primed to do really good. Baez got himself his third straight Gold Glove there at second. So yeah, the big thing here is just to get some help in the outfield. A-Rod and Beltre both go into the Hall of Fame, by the way. By the way, looking at the rotation, Lester did really good this year. Had a 3.11 ERA and 183 strikeouts. Kluber, after we traded for him, a 2.75 ERA, 12 wins, 4 losses, a 186 strikeouts. Travis Wood did all right, 4.02 ERA. Arrieta, bit of a down year for him, a 4.14 ERA. Richie Burnside comes out of nowhere as a rookie, 28 years old, 77 overall, a 2.54 ERA, 123 strikeouts, and 12 wins. We will take that. And the rest of the bullpen, Rondon, 5 ERA. Good grief. All right, here we go. We are in free agency, and finally we have a good bit of great players to work with here. I mean, you've got Andrew McCutchen in his prime, 95 overall. Josh Harrison's here, Chris Sale, Yu Darvish, Paul Goldschmidt's here, Justin Upton's here, Carlos Gonzalez is here. I think I kind of want to go after McCutchen. I mean, I'll give you 5 years, 30 mil a year. Also, who's on the trade block here? Chris Davis. I want to see if I can trade some of my guys that are making more money than they really need to be. Lester's making good. I want to try to trade Fowler. Yeah, I think we're going to try to trade Dexter Fowler if we can get McCutchen. Ooh, I like this. I don't care about those prospects. Give me Stanton. This is MVP Stanton. I mean, he's on a big deal, but I mean, he's making less than Fowler is right now. Ooh, give me that. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take that. Now I'm going to pivot and try to get Justin Upton. 5 years, 18 mil with a player option. Ooh, so Jake Arrieta turned down the qualifying offer, so he's a free agent right now. I don't really want to lose him, but then I probably wouldn't get Upton, and we don't have a left fielder. But we've got this guy in center field because he had a good season 2 years ago. Soler actually is probably going to play left. Actually, let me withdraw this from Upton. Anibal Sanchez had a really good year last year. I could give him a really cheap deal. Go like 45 or 3 there with a player option, and then go get someone kind of cheap defensive guy that can play the outfield, that can play center, like an Austin Jackson. Give him 5 years, 45 mil with a player option. So Austin Jackson's no longer interested in our offer. Okay, so he got more elsewhere. Lorenzo Cain's here. Lorenzo Cain's a great player. Give him like a 3-year, 12 mil deal. See if he wants to go play center for us. So the rotation looks solid. Like I'm good with the rotation. Bullpen, we've got good enough. We don't have catchers still, but I think we're waiting on them to do arbitration and such. What happened to Montero and everyone? I guess he retired, or he's just not here anymore? Well, we don't have catcher, so I gotta go find a catcher. Oh, also, I'm going to trade Tommy Lastello to the Yankees for Dellin Betances, so that's another great closer we have. All right, so we finally made a lot of changes to the team. All right, going into what is this? Year 4. Center field, Lorenzo Cain. Short, we still have Castro. Right, we have Giancarlo Stanton now. Anthony Rizzo cleans up, then Soler in left, Javi at second, Ernie Parrott in left, and then Rene Rivera. Catching rotation is John Lester, Corey Kluber, Anibal Sanchez, Travis Wood, and Richie Burnside. I'm feeling really good about the team here in year 4. I think we have a chance to win the division and make a run in the playoffs. Let's see how we do. All right, we are at the All-Star game here in Season 4. And Mike Fears gets to start for the National League. And none of our pitchers are here. Rizzo's here, now playing first base. He's hitting .313, 27 homers, 59 RBI so far on the season. I don't think anyone else. No, Stanton made it. Stanton's here, .273 average, 25 homers, 53 RBIs. Nice to see. Currently, we're 7 games up in the NL Central, so I'm feeling pretty good about our chances of actually making the playoffs this year. Let's go ahead and move on to the end of the season and see how we do. All right, so at the end of Season 4, we finally make the playoffs. We go 95-67. Win the NL Central. We will be taking on the Nationals in the Divisional Series. Let's go take a look at how we did. We ended up winning at 95 games, finished 14 games up in the NL Central, which was pretty weak this year. Didn't have any league leaders this year, but Rizzo hit 41 home runs. Stanton hit 40. That's awesome to see. Let's go check out the actual stats for the team here. Lorenzo Cain hit .263, 9 homers, 48 RBIs for my center fielder. That is perfectly okay. Starlin Castro hit .254, 18 homers, 56 RBIs. Anthony Rizzo hit .294 with 41 homers, 103 RBIs. Giancarlo Stanton, first year over here, plays like a beast, hits 340 homers, 90 RBIs. So Lair continues to tear it up with 24 homers and 83 RBIs. Baez is a good, again, 24 homers, 93 RBIs. Ernie Parrott, 19 homers and 50 RBIs. Kurt Suzuki, we traded for him midway through just because we needed a catcher. Our other one kept getting hurt. Then the rotation, Lester looks good again. He's down to an 88 overall. He's starting to regress at age 34, but I mean, 188 strikeouts and a 3.07 ERA. I will take that. Same thing with Kluber, 3.09 ERA. Wood is amazing. Anibal Sanchez was amazing. Drake Britton, I don't know why he's up. We should have had Burnside up. I don't know why the computer sent him down and brought up that other guy, but I guess it really doesn't matter. 67 overall. What the fuck's he doing in my rotation? I don't know. But we've got the Nationals, game 1 here, Lester versus Strasburg. Actually, I didn't check awards. I did see we had some award winners. Giancarlo Stanton wins a Gold Glove Award. All right, Lester versus Strasburg, game 1 at home against the Nationals in the playoffs. We win that one. Now we've got Kluber versus Scherzer. We win that one. One win away from moving on to the NLCS, and we do that. We sweep the Nationals, and we're going to be taking on the Dodgers in the NLCS. We are on the road here. Lester versus Greinke, we lose that one. Kluber versus Kershaw, we lose that, down 2-0 here. We win game 3. Anibal Sanchez versus Ryu, we win. Lester versus Greinke here. Pivotal game 5 here. We win that, so we sweep at home. One win away from going to the World Series. Kluber versus Kershaw. Come on, Kluber. We need it here. Okay, we're going to Game 7. Trip to the World Series on the line. Travis Wood versus Hyunjin Ryu. Do we win it on the road? And we do! We're moving on, and we're going to be taking on the White Sox in the World Series. Who do the White Sox have? They've got this closer, Drew Storen. Jose Abreu still amazing. Cole Calhoun came over and is good for them. They've got Robertson, Jeff Samardzija, Melky Cabrera, Andres Guardo, I guess or Guardardo. Interesting, very interesting. Was not expecting to meet the. It's the two Chicago teams. I just realized that it's the Cubs and the White Sox. It's a Chicago World Series. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. All right, game 1 at Chicago. Lester versus Quintana, we win that. Kluber versus Holland, game 2, we win that. Wood versus Samardzija, we lose. Lester versus Johnson here. We win that. One win away from a World Series. We've got Anibal Sanchez versus Jose Quintana. And we do it. The Chicago Cubs are World Series champions in year 4, baby. And we take down our crosstown rival. That is awesome. What a way to finish it. Anthony Rizzo gets playoff MVP and World Series MVP. He hits .522 with 4 home runs and 8 RBIs in the World Series to give their Cubs the first World Series championship in over 100 years, and you get to take down the White Sox while you're doing it. How awesome is that? Well, there you have it, guys. We did it. Mission accomplished. Put MLB The Show 15 in the W column for the World Series Gauntlet here on the MLB The Show games. Next up will be MLB The Show 16 with Josh Donaldson on the cover. But if you enjoyed this video, y'all, please leave it a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.